All right, let's dive right in. We're talking about the AI business revolution. I mean, artificial intelligence has just shot out of the research labs and straight into our daily lives, right? And it is completely changing how companies do business.
You know, not that long ago, all of this stuff was pure science fiction. But now, it's helping you shop, it's protecting your bank account, it's even building your car. So the big question is, how on earth did AI get everywhere so fast? Let's figure it out.
Okay, so let's get on the same page first. What is artificial intelligence, or AI? Well, at its heart, it's all about making computer systems that can do things that usually need human intelligence. You know, stuff like learning, reasoning, and making decisions. But really, the one everyone's talking about right now is a special kind of AI called generative AI. And this is the real game changer. See, it doesn't just crunch numbers or analyze data that's already there. It can actually create brand new stuff, like text, crazy realistic images, even computer code, all by learning patterns from just massive amounts of data.
And the speed of this whole thing is just mind-blowing. Think about it. OpenAI gets founded in December 2015. Then, fast forward to 2022, they drop ChatGPT and DALL-E, and boom, the revolution kicks off. And today, AI is being talked about in boardrooms and even in congressional hearings. That's an incredibly fast jump.
Okay, so we've got the what, but how are businesses actually using this stuff? Let's take a look at AI in action, everywhere from toy stores to factory floors.
Let's start with a classic, Lego. They've got this little chatbot called Ralph. All it does is guide shoppers to find the perfect gift. Sounds simple, right? Well, the result was a 3.4 times boost in their return on ad investment. That is a huge deal.
And then, of course, there's the one we use every day, Instagram. When you're scrolling through your feed, AI is basically the director of your personal movie. It's personalizing everything you see, recommending content, and it's even on the lookout for stuff like cyberbullying, trying to block it before you see it.
Here's another one from retail. The North Face has a virtual assistant on their website that's basically like a digital salesperson. It's there around the clock to answer your questions and help you find the right stuff. It's like having an expert on call 24/7.
But it's not all about what you see on a website. Behind the scenes, AI is doing some heavy lifting. I'm talking about these autonomous mobile robots. They're kind of the unsung heroes navigating those gigantic Amazon warehouses. And get this, they're involved in building about 90% of the cars in our factories. Incredible.
And finally, let's talk money. In finance, AI is basically your personal unseen bodyguard. It's constantly analyzing your spending habits in real time to spot anything weird. So that little alert you get about a suspicious transaction? Yep, that's AI, keeping your money safe.
So all of these amazing applications, they were all kicked into high gear, really, thanks to one specific tool.
And that is the tool that changed absolutely everything, ChatGPT. It's that super simple interface that made this incredibly advanced AI accessible to literally millions of people, practically overnight.
Okay, but what in the world does CGPT actually stand for? Let's decode it. Chat is easy. It provides human-like responses. Generative means it can create new original content. Pre-trained means it's already learned from a massive amount of data. And Transformer? That's the magic sauce, the part that helps it understand context and how words relate to each other. So the name itself tells you the whole story.
So, this incredibly powerful tool is now in our hands. The big question is, how do we get what we want out of it? Well, this brings us to a whole new skill, learning how to talk to the machine.
And that skill has a name, prompt engineering. It's basically the art of crafting really clear, specific instructions, we call them prompts, to guide the AI to generate the exact response you want. It's a whole new way of communicating with technology.
And trust me, the difference between a good prompt and a bad one is night and day. Just look at this. If you give it a vague prompt like, write a blog post about our new product, you're going to get something pretty useless. But if you give it a clear prompt, write a 500-word blog post for marketing pros explaining our new CRM, now that gets you something valuable. The old saying, garbage in, garbage out, has seriously never been more accurate.
Okay, so we have this incredibly powerful tool that is changing everything. But, with great power comes, well, some really big questions. We've got to talk about power, privacy, and some of the potential problems here.
I mean, if you look at OpenAI's mission statement,
Their goal is incredibly ambitious. They want to ensure that this technology benefits all of humanity. That's a pretty high bar. But there's always a but, right? Getting there means we have to read the fine print. There are some key concerns we have to be aware of. First, privacy. Your prompts could actually be used to train the AI, which means sensitive data could get exposed. Then there's bias. The AI learns from us, from human data. And if that data is biased, the AI can actually make those biases even worse. And maybe the weirdest one, accuracy. AI can be confidently wrong, spitting out stuff that sounds right but is totally made up. They call these hallucinations.
Now, to be fair, the companies making these things know about these issues. They're actively working on them, trying to build in filters and safety layers to safeguard against bias and other problems.
But that accuracy issue, it's a really big deal. AI can mix truth and falsehoods so seamlessly in its output. So here's the golden rule. The one thing you have to remember, always check its work. You just have to.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. Look at this. This is from OpenAI's own safety update. They're warning users point blank, output may not always be accurate. You should not rely on output as a sole source of truth. I mean, that's about as clear a warning as you can get straight from the source.
So, where does that leave us? Look, there's no question AI is business's most powerful new tool. It just is. But the real question, the one we all have to think about, is this. Are we ready to use it wisely?